Manhattan Beach, one of the most coveted beach communities in America. Median home price is over $2.3 million. So why do we need community support for our schools? Let's look at how our schools are funded. Compared to other states, California funding for education is inadequate. We're 44th in the nation in per-pupil funding, and 50th in student-to-teacher and student-to-counselor ratios. Manhattan Beach is a revenue limit district, which means that only a small portion of our property taxes support our schools. The formula to allocate property tax dollars is based on spending levels in the 1970s. Back then, MBUSD was a K-8 district and allocated approximately 20% of property taxes to schools. Basic aid districts like Palo Alto and Laguna Beach funded education at a higher level, so they retain their property taxes. Our student population doesn't qualify for additional funding through LCFF, and as a result, we receive less state funding than any other district in California. Finally, unlike these other high-performing districts, Manhattan Beach doesn't have a parcel tax, which is a flat tax that supplements state funding for education. The Manhattan Beach Education Foundation is the only resource we have to supplement funding for teachers and enrichment across our 7 schools.
Almost 30 years ago, members of our community had a real vision for a consistent way to fund our schools, and they formed the endowment.
I think the endowment is amazingly important to the Ed Foundation because it's the future, it's sustainability, it guarantees that Manhattan Beach is going to have great schools forever.
I really believe in the concept. I manage money for a living and I understand the power of an endowment. In the last 3 years, we've grown from 10 million all the way to 15 million. So you start to see how powerful this tool really can be.
Our returns have been extraordinarily competitive. We compare the Foundation's investment returns to those of the major educational endowments across the country, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Yale, and we've bested them since inception.
I know as a contributor to the endowment, I feel comfortable that the oversight of the fund is being done in a very professional manner.
When I think about why we decided to invest in the endowment, we felt that our community would benefit and there would be endless kids who would benefit from that. And it wasn't so important that it was our kids, just as if we were investing in any other philanthropy.
I've been relatively successful in life, and I owe it a lot to the education I got here in the Manhattan Beach schools. You not only get the basics in education in these schools, you get to become a well-rounded person with the music programs, the art programs, and I think without the Ed Foundation and without the endowment fund, I'm not sure those programs would be possible due to this lack of state funding.
As much money as the endowment has and can generate, it's really been a need in Manhattan Beach to have quality schools for the Education Foundation to step up and fill that gap.
Today we're kicking off the continuation of that vision and trying to get the endowment to $20 million by the year 2020.
The magic of getting to $20 million is if we do that, we can distribute $1 million a year in perpetuity to all the schools in Manhattan Beach. And what that will do will be just extraordinary.
The endowment is the essence of the Ed Foundation's motto. Great schools today, great schools forever.